Hello and welcome to part number 4 of my Lego City. Now, as by the title, yes, we're going to get the Jurassic Park Gate installed. But first thing first, Merry Christmas to you all. Today is Christmas Day. So hopefully you are still currently having a brilliant day as I'm filming this. Obviously, you're going to be watching this on Boxing Day, but hopefully you got all the bits and pieces that you wanted to get. If you didn't get anything, it doesn't matter, as long as you had a good time and you just enjoyed yourself. That is the main thing. And more importantly, for everything that's going on in America with regards to the weather and everything like that, and just how cold it is with everything freezing over, hopefully you're all safe and warm. And if you have stumbled across this video, then obviously please let everybody else know in the comments below how everything is getting on over there. And if this just makes 15 minutes of your Christmas just that little bit better, then I'm glad to help best as possible. Now, we will have a look at the Jurassic Park gates on the front and back. We're going to locate them and sort of put them in the correct place of where they're going to go. And then in the comments below, I want your feedback with regards to what you think. If you've not caught any of the pieces and you've not clicked off this to watch the others yet, then don't panic. This whole thing that we are seeing now is going to be one big theme park. So down at the bottom we are going to have our superhero section, Marvel and DC, which we'll run over before the end of the video. We have a Jurassic Park land that finishes the other side of this roller coaster. Now within the T-Rex, it is all nice, it is massive, and all the pieces move really well. The jaw locks in nicely, all the hips move. You can see I'm knocking him properly and he's well balanced. The toes spread and he's got good stabilization, so put him on a flat surface, he's not going to fall over. I don't know who's going to win between him and the cat, but the cool thing is if I plonk you back down and just raise you up just like that, so you can see that it's really easy just to block the jaw off. He'll bite the figure, and then you can see just down here I've added in Mr. Saturday with some of the smaller dinosaurs as well. So all of this here, before I put the gates in, all of this is going to have base plates down and it will be fully tiled. What we'll do is we'll put a pathway down, probably 4 to 6 studs wide. We'll snake it all over the place, finishing somewhere in between the tree and train tracks. Put a load of trees and everything in. Everything else that is not brown or grey tile, brown or grey, what we'll do is we'll just put a load of water tiles down. So if I grab these and we can put these down to show, so this is some of the bits and pieces that we've done before. So I can use a load of these tiles, give that sort of effect with the sort of ripples and everything in coming off the waterfall, have that dotted absolutely everywhere. We will add in a load of red as well, because I think it needs to be a proper messy land, this, so make it like a really horror type queue line. I think make it more of an 18+ display. I think that'll look quite cool. Obviously on the 1st of January, which we'll talk about next week or in the next upload, with all the sets that are coming out, there is a new T-Rex minifigure, which I think will be absolutely perfect, because what we can do is on the waterfall we can add a load of them, all the minifigures up on the waterfalls, up on the steps. Potentially they could be working in the ride and we can actually use those minifigures as maybe the staff, and then I can try and find some of the smaller raptors as well, which will work really well. Now, onto the gates as Pumpkin goes jumping about. Well, there is massive detail. Now, I actually got these, I think, in 2020 and could not find the instructions up until last week. The minifigures are absolutely fantastic. If I have time at the end, I'll take all the hats and everything off and we can have a proper look at all the faces and do that a little bit better to how they are currently. Now, on the back, if I plonk you down and twist, because I am just going to do this in one take, I have loads of editing to do, and like I said, it is Christmas Day as well, so I kind of just want to make this as easy as possible. You have all of these amazing detail on the back. So you've got the little eggs at the top, and then as you come down you have famous toilet, and then you've got the computer bit, and then you've got the bit underneath, which I think was cut out in maybe 1 or 2 of the films, or depending on what country you're in. I think that was a Samuel L. Jackson scene. And then obviously you've got the no expense spared ice cream, and then you've got that bit at the top, which I do believe that's where he gets sprayed in the face. I think that's that one for. Now she is laughing because she has more space to go around. Before I put the gates in, as she's there, before she breaks everything, where she stood currently, ignore the diner and the garage, that needs to move. Not too sure whether to keep the park beside the Ghostbuster Firehouse. The Ghostbuster Firehouse is actually a ride in Dubai, so that's why it works well with it being on the main strip and streets. So that's how that's going to be. We've got the haunted house over that side. I'll put a load more of these bigger road plates down and we'll hook it up and connect it up and go from there. And then we've got the Winnie the Pooh section with the monkey giveaway purchase ride. And then obviously we've got the big tree house as well. But this one, the garage and the diner, we will worry about in a different upload. Now, carrying on, because she hasn't broken anything yet. The cantina, I think that works well there because it hides the gap. The big coffee bit up at the top, that works well. I say the big coffee bit, that is obviously the Apocalypseburg, but it is a coffee chain. That'll come down to where she is stood. And the boat is also a foodie drink type thing, so that's going to be more of our sort of eatery diner. With regards to these 3 tables, I think we're going to have about a table and a half left of space, I think, so that should work quite well. Now this big table here, well, I've dropped this, was originally going to be for the Eiffel Tower, but now I think it's probably best to get his sister, which is the big tall loop coaster. That's about, I think it's about nearly 2 foot tall, so it won't actually fit on any of these tables whatsoever. It has to go there. It's either that or the Eiffel Tower, and I think a lot of you will probably agree the roller coaster will be probably better than actually getting the Eiffel Tower, even though I wanted the Eiffel Tower for a mini land effect like we would have at the Legoland parks. But obviously we are also designing a full-fledged theme park now, so things have changed ever so slightly. We will get over to that bit because I need a lot of your advice very, very soon with regards to that. And obviously everybody's ideas with regards to different coloured zones and things like that, that's where that's going to come into play. But what I will do, if I will plonk you down just here, move these, we'll get these gates over. Now they are facing the right way. And then I'll run you through some other bits and pieces that we could potentially add in. Now these gates are very sturdy, which is good, so it's not as like they're just going to fall apart, which is nice. But what we can do, which I never actually realized on these gates, is you can just plonk them open. So if we have them open ever so slightly like so, and we can angle this across and correct, you can then just get his eyeball and the dinosaur eating, so you can get some nice photos just as you come up like that for the Jurassic Park. So I think that looks quite nice. But you just got to visualize all of this tiled down, all the base plates in, a lot of blood, guts, water, and obviously all the walkways, either grey or brown. I've got a lot of grey and brown tiles, so I'm not too sure if we make it muddy with water or we just make it as a proper normal footpath and we make it look like the water is running underneath and it's coming off the waterfalls and it's all just part of the queue line. And then we've got this big T-Rex causing absolute chaos, and then we can just make it a bit more gory than your normal queue line. But like I said, we've got some people's sig figs already in there that have been sent down to me, so I put them to good use. But that is the Jurassic Park gates. I think it's a fantastic looking set. It's surprisingly tall, and that dinosaur is absolutely massive, but it's super sturdy. The hips and knees and all the joints and everything on it, they're all Technic, and they're like a push to click, almost like a ratchet type bit on there. So they lock in very, very well, and obviously the mouth and everything and how that moves, and you've got the tongue, so that works all nicely. So that's all nice and simple. Now, this whole land is exactly how it would look like in the Universal Studios. Now, you got 2 parks over in Florida. You've got Universal Studios, but it's actually Islands of Adventure where the Jurassic Park section is done. Now, you actually do walk through Jurassic Park gates. You do walk past a load of water, do walk past some dinosaurs, and there is the brand new Velociraptor coaster. So as this is with like a spider's web footpath, this will be very, very similar to how it is within the theme park, so we can get away with it being like that, and I'm quite happy with how that layout's going to be. Now, when those uploads start going live, the first one actually will be going live this Thursday. So you've got one going Thursday, Friday, Saturday from Universal, and you're going to have them all in order, and there's nearly 70 videos, I think. So there's loads of them going around the parks, and me walking and talking, getting lost, doing all sorts of different bits and pieces. But there are some amazing ideas with regards to the Jurassic Park section just here. And then we have this section over here. Now, we have got the Daily Bugle and we've got all the Marvel bits and pieces on the one side. Now, it was said that what we should do is maybe use some colours like you would do in a park map to split bits and pieces up. That would be absolutely perfect for this scenario. Obviously, that'll be yellow, all yellow. We'll get to this bit in a second. But as you come round, I think The Marvel side of it will be yellow and nice and smooth, and then the DC side of it for Gotham will be rough, ready with the white strip down. I'm pretty sure in The Batman it was filmed in the UK, or bits of it were filmed in the UK, and the bits over here are white, and obviously New York is yellow. So with the DC side first, we have got obviously the police station right next door to the cinema. That just makes sense. I think that just needs to stay as it is. And then we got an option of what we can want to do with the Joker Manor. Now there is a Joker Land, I do believe, where you can buy different bits and pieces, matching colours, and there's like a little theme park-esque thing that goes out the front of this, and that will look quite smart because obviously, as you can see, we can just fit the 16 by 16s, we can wrap that round, that'll go in a straight line all the way down the front, but we still got all of this space for something else. So then we can do potentially Batman versus Joker. We have got all the different vehicles, so we've got the Tumbler, we've got the Batman vehicle. I'm just missing the 66 one. I have got the 86, but I'm just missing the original, sort of like the original red one. So we need to hunt that down, and then we can do whatever we want to do with this. Now, what I want to show you is I'm going to have to move the cinema so you can see what I mean, and then I need your help and placement with regards to what else comes in. So I just plonk you down just there. What I will do is if I push and twist this one round so you can get an idea of what I am going to be trying to do. Now, if this comes all the way around, because of the corner units, it has obviously a footpath on the front and on the side. Now, hopefully from where you are, if I've placed you in the right place, yes, you can see that automatically it has created a nice walkway. So what I need to do is we need to put something here that represents Marvel. So I'm guessing the best one to put maybe on this side will be the new Doctor Strange set, because it allows us then to do this, and from where I'm going to be sat just here, that'll be the view that you would get for the Joker slash DC. Now if we put another 2 corner units behind this one, because obviously this one is going to go back behind the bank, it allows us to have that as a straight line. It allows us to have the walkway on this side, the footpath or sidewalk or whatever it is you want to call it. And again, we'll have it on that way. So it gives us sort of like a 3-way to do a display. And then we can have the road all the way around the outside, which then gives us a 32 by 32 space of base plate, which is these 4 16 by 16s here, to do whatever we want as a display at the front. But what I need to know from everybody is the bank the correct place one for this? Should it go on the DC side? Does it go over the other side? Does the Doctor Strange set come here? Do we keep this one here, or do we add in one of those that are on the city walk, and then we bring one of the city walks down to here? What do you think we can make the better and stronger display with regards to everything within the Marvel section? I think the layout works. I think that'll work really, really well, because obviously we'll have the road that kicks in, a nice 32 by 32, and then we can have obviously a load of characters and minifigures just walking between the DC Marvel area. And again, we can do it on this side, because don't forget it is meant to be a theme park, and I think it will work really well because it just flows quite nicely. So like how we've put up in here, we've got the Ghost Rider going up on the side of the building, all of that can stay, and we can add in more of the Marvel minifigures, and obviously we can do a load of battles and everything like that. But does that townhouse, is that being utilised best, or should I put something else there? And it's the same thing with the pet shop. Does the pet shop work there, or should I put a different 16 by 32 in its place? Because we've got the bookshop, we've got the blue townhouse. I can't put a 32 by 32 there. It has to be one of the skinnier ones. So we've got 4 options. We've got bookshop, pet shop, or one of the 2 townhouses. And then the same thing with regards to that modular as well. What do we do with that? Now, if you have caught up with any of the others before watching this, you will have known that we had a massive display in front of the Daily Bugle originally, and that did look absolutely amazing, and that was actually located on a different table. So what I need you guys and girls to do in the comments below is, do you think the Jurassic Park would look quite nice with regards to all of the spiders, where path goes from the gates to the entrance of the queue line, and then we can just have it looking like it's completely flooded? Maybe just fill in it with like live actors of the new minifigures that are going to be coming out. Maybe just put some torsos and some legs and some heads and some sort of splatter about all over the place and make that as like a really cool display. I think that will work nicely because I've got all the 32 by 32 base plates that I can just put straight down and we can crack on with that straight away. This side of it, because there's going to be so many minifigures and everything to add, once we've got the basics in place with regards to where the modulars go, on the lives, that's where I'm going to need you guys and girls to come up with all the different ideas of what we can do where, because we've got so much more space with regards to adding all the figures and things in. We're kind of spoilt for choice with what we want to do with everything. So for the Marvel side, which is the side that you see at the front, there's going to be nothing on a 32 by 32 to start with, and then you've got 1, 2, 3 buildings with a walkway, and then you've got all of this wrapping round to the pet shop. And then it's going to be the same thing for the DC on the other side, and obviously we'll have it where it's got the two different road bits. Are you guys and girls happy with that basic layout? Do you think it, from a photography side of stance, do you think that will work? And from obviously display point of view with regards to all the minifigures and things, do you think there's a lot of things that we can do? I'm sure there is the Joker Land. I'm sure that's what it's called, to go with that set. And then we can just add the cars and everything with that. And then we can obviously do a load of cool things with a load of the minifigures. So I think that will be a good fun project for all of us to do. And the good thing is I don't have to take off the tiles for all of the road plates that I've already done, because we've done so many of them already. But fingers crossed, what I might have to do is obviously take that bit off just to keep the line. But because we've got the bridge as well, we've got the train track, do we keep that bit in for the DC area and have people walking underneath and just have effects of fights and everything up going across the top? And like I said, this can just slot straight in, and then that goes just beside it, and then that's what that will look like. So it will work really nice. And then again, we can create a corner, off we go, straight line, and it just goes all the way down. So we've got a rough and ready path, or road, sorry. Nice road, but the road isn't just going to be for cars. We're going to put all the minifigures and everything on there as well. So there's a lot of what we can put on that. So it's not just going to be the road, because we have got some of these in already where we can actually stand the minifigures on. So we can display a load of meet and greets. Obviously on top of here we've already got the Batman symbol, because this is something that we were starting to do. Up at the top here we've got Daredevil, Batman, we've got everybody else up on the top. So you just have to sort of think of what ideas would work on here. So I know some of you are very, very good with that. So J Toy Collection UK, massively appreciate with regards to coming up with the different colour bits and pieces. Hopefully you're happy with that, with the 50-50 split going straight in, and the walkway down between the two will work fine. Now there is a 32 base plate free of space. Do we look at getting the new hotel, which is out? That's the one that came out in 2022. The one in 2023 is not a corner unit, but would that work better than the pool shop? So would that work better going in that corner? And then where the cinema is, would that work as the hotel? Does the bank then go behind where the hotel is? And where the bank is, does that then become the new Doctor Strange set? So in your head, where do you think what works where? Because the Doctor Strange set currently is in a sale, so that might be potentially one of the next sets to get. It can only go in one of two places, that Doctor Strange set, and obviously the bank can then go in one of three. The cinema obviously won't go on this side, it needs to go on the other side. So basically we've got options really, I guess, for either the hotel, the bank, the garage, which is a bit of a shame, won't work there because we don't have the way around it, which is just a bit of a shame, because you've obviously got the way you drive in and out. But I'll keep that with the diner, and I'll figure out what I'm going to do with that. Just need to figure out if this bit works. I think it looks okay with all of the Ghostbuster bit going over the top, because that's very, very similar to how they've got it in Dubai. Now I was saying about the Jurassic Park gates that you walk through, you go into the land, you walk through another set of gates, and that actually takes you in to the Harry Potter section. Now, with the Harry Potter, I have a big castle just down in there. Not doing anything. I don't think it's going to do anything at all. I think we don't have space for the castle, potentially, but we can put Diagon Alley across the top shelf, because like I said at the start, we can take down Apocalypseburg. That can go down sort of like our downtown area with regards to food, so we can have the cantina, the pirate ship, and that all as a food section. Potentially with a cantina, we could actually maybe get us one of the smaller Star Wars sets and have a spaceship at the front. Or we go kind of have a Disney area and we put the Winnie the Pooh, the Star Wars set, and something else on its own table. So that is its own section. But I don't know if that would work, because we could have one massive UCS set for Star Wars, potentially get the Razor Crest or something like that, have that on the table. Obviously I'm talking long term, not tomorrow. And then we can create a Star Wars land around it and link it in. But we have got a table and a half of completely empty space at the moment if we don't put this mini land in going up at the top, and we just put the mini land going underneath. But I have spoken about the mini land in a completely separate video, so I'm not going to go back on about that now. Now also with space, we've got that far corner. That will then potentially be either some more eateries, or that might just be with regards to the queue line for this that needs to be put back together, because I'm not going to lie, the Ghostbuster Firehouse nearly dropped. That half of it fell apart, so some of it's still on the floor, slightly annoying, but we can figure out what we can do with that. Now, if it would fit, it would be quite nice to have a horror haunted section, because it would be quite nice maybe to have the Stranger Things set next door to the haunted house, maybe. And with this free table, do we have a complete water section? So what I mean by that is we have the boats, that set over in that corner. Does all of that go on the one table, and then that allows me to get the new lighthouse, and then we create a district of eateries and things with water on there, and then the cantina does become its own display with some spaceships on its own table, and then that just leaves this middle table for basically this and some of the smaller rides. Obviously this, I need to think this far ahead so then I can sort of plan all the lives coming, but the first thing that we are going to do is we're going to work on that section, and we will carry on talking about it. I will start attacking the Jurassic Park bit, because I need to get all the little minifigures and things first. We've got them all there, because I think all I need is as many of these smaller raptors as possible, and then just get the new minifigures, not get any of the Jurassic World sets or anything like that. The train track is there instead of the big gates, the big fences, because I haven't got them and I'm too lazy to build them. So that's what that's for. Everything you see, like I said, is part of the Jurassic Park land, because you do have the waterfall from the log flume, dinosaurs, gates, big roller coaster. That is basically that section of the park, so that works really well. And then what we'll do, we'll fine tune everything with regards to everything at the front. I've got some 3-in-1 sets. I've got some of the cars. There's a new Slushie coming out in 2023, which I will obviously want to try and pick up. I've got the pizza van and the ice cream truck, and then we've got all of these little sets as well, which I will get out and we will plonk them somewhere. So we've got all of that to think of. Keep writing your comments in the comment sections, because it is massively helpful. I've taken everything on board since part number 1. This theme park is being completely designed by you. I've just put it in roughly so you guys and girls can see, yeah, okay, I can see where you're going with that, because it has been very difficult in the first 3 parts to see exactly what's what. I think those 2 tables work really well for the Marvel. If we think actually it needs to be on 3 tables, it'll just be a like-for-like display, but it goes on these 3. And then whatever goes on here, we then just put the eatery and food stuff on those 2 tables. So we can easily flip them around, because good thing is nothing's been tiled yet, so we can do all of that. Same thing with the bits at the top. I think the Jurassic Park gates work best there, but it's quite nice just to stand, have them on the corner, and then, you know, we can get some nice videos and just make it as sort of friendly as possible with regards to just making it look pretty cool. So we can do some nice things with that, and that is its land. But all I need to know from you guys and girls is, are the modulars in the right place with regards to what's there to what's over there? What other ones should go there? Do we think the big blue coaster will work here? Do we have the horror stuff together? Do I try and get the Stranger Things set in? Do we bin that off completely? Obviously, that can come off. That could potentially go there instead, because it would fit. So that can go with the haunted houses. because you can see it all just obviously on a big angle, so we could just put that in that corner, and then we could make a completely different display over here. There is one or two bits I'm going to find a little bit tricky, like what do I do with the Flintstone house? I'm not 100% sure with that. The Harry Potter stuff, again, not 100% sure with that. I quite like the Winnie the Pooh and the treehouse side by side. The park is growing on me, so I've only just done that before I started to film this. I think that works. If I can spin the diner around maybe, and then push the garage back, and then have the road going from one side directly to the front of the garage, and we just have one long strip for the city walk, I think that would look quite smart. And then we've got all the smaller builds in front. So that middle section's a block, Jurassic Park's a block, that corner, say zone, so Jurassic Park zone 1, corner zone 2, city walk zone 3, corner zone 4, and then these 3 tables, say zone 5, zone 6, and then the theme park bit in that is zone 7. But of course, with me saying, well, do we expand this and bring it over to the 3 tables? Do we have got the option of make it as an L shape if we take the Ninjago stuff off? Because if we take the Ninjago thing off and we've got the big boat, that potentially could just go on this table. We have a full downtown Ninjago instead, and then that allows us then to carry on wrapping whatever, either Marvel or DC, going over onto the top of that table if required. So what do you think? Do you quite like the Ninjago stuff out the way? Do you want that in? There's some of the Monkey Kid sets now look really, really nice as well. You've got some of the bits and pieces that we can merge. I've got the big boat. There's just options. We've got plenty of options. We have got the table space. It's just making sure you put the things in the right place. Like I said, it's all down to you, but the main thing is you guys had a nice Christmas. Hopefully you're all keeping warm, like I said at the start of the video, and hopefully I've just sort of killed nearly half an hour of your day. If you are stuck in with the bad weather, I know some of you have rolling blackouts as well, which is not great. I know it's not pleasant over your way at the moment, so like I said, hopefully it's perked your Christmas up a little bit. But that is it. I am done. If you can like and subscribe and all that good stuff, that'd be absolutely fantastic. In the comments below, let me know that you're safe, and let me know about your ideas as well. But before I do go, we have got little things like this, and we've got the little fresh shop as well, and we do also have the big Batwing. I thought the big Batwing might look quite nice directly over the top of the DC area, and just to have it slightly dangling off the ceiling, either have it dangling down or raised up on the clear pieces. Only because in a lot of the theme parks, in Motion Gate, which I've seen, and obviously in Orlando and places like that, they have got a lot of things that you walk under, and you can take a load of photos directly above your head. And I thought, well, it would be about the length of the table, there or thereabouts, but it's not going to be too deep, and it won't be going over the Marvel section. I thought, well, that might be quite nice, because we haven't got the height like we've got for the Daily Bugle. It might fit. So let us know your thoughts on that one as well. I have got the skeleton built, so we could easily just put it up and see what it looks like, and then it might give it that bit more sort of dingy, dark look for the Gotham area, because it won't be the main light coming through, so it sort of cast a shadow over everything, which again I think might look quite smart. But we've got all those options in place. But recap, I'm going to crack on with the Jurassic Park bit tomorrow. We will do the superhero bit together on the next live. Potential for the sister of the Big Loop roller coaster to go there. Doctor Strange hotel, maybe. The new set instead of the new 23 set, instead of the pool table, to the pool set to go there. Let us know. It's all down to you. You design everything. You let me know what and where things go. But we are starting on these 2 zones. So it's the Jurassic Park bit, and that is the first 2 bits that we're going to be starting on. And then once it starts getting tiled, things won't get moved with regards to the layout, only the buildings. And then we'll just carry on looping it all around. And then by the time we finished, we start again. It's as simple as that. So we just keep it fresh and we keep it good fun. But next episode, we need to talk about entrance, where that is, what set that could be. No idea where we can place that and what set that can be. And then just what we're going to do with regards to where we put the Miniland. Do we put it back underneath? We've got the fist under there. There's a lot of other little bits and pieces that we need to talk about. And with regards to the diner, what cars and vehicles we use parked all the way around the L shape of the diner, so people can take photos of it and so on and so forth. Like I said, the videos from the Orlando will start going up at the end of this week coming. So you're now watching this on Boxing Day, which is Monday. Tuesday, Wednesday, you've got 2 Lego videos. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you've got the first 3 videos of me going to Orlando. One of them is trying to miss the snowstorm that happened in the UK. The Orlando I filmed very, very differently with regards to even the theme park stuff. A lot of it is actually walking and talking within the park, and a lot of it is it's just different. It has a bit of a different feel. I've started to put it together and I think it's come out quite nice. So again, when they upload, let us know in the comments below. But if you're just into your Lego side of stuff, don't worry. You're going to have a minimum of 2 uploads a week just regarding Lego stuff. It's either going to be Windsor, Billund, Germany, further afield, or you stuck in here with me in the Lego room. So it is what it is. But guys, that is it. I'm done. So you can like and subscribe and all that good stuff. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Stay safe as you can. Like I said, hopefully you've had a fantastic Christmas. Drop us a comment below, keep us up to date with how everybody's getting on. But as always, thank you very much for watching. You guys take care and I hope to catch you in the next one. Ta-da.